today I'm reviewing the Isntree EGF Repair Ampule. And really quick, I just want to say I purchase these products with my own money, and I will never waste your time with sponsored ads or videos. So if you want to help support the channel, check out nobsbeauty.com or click on the Amazon link below. So I've been getting into the Isntree brand a lot lately. They seem to have a lot of pretty decent products. Most of them seem to be pretty good for sensitive skin. So I've also been checking out a lot of epidermal growth factor products lately, trying them out and kind of trying to review them all. So I finally got to this one, and I've got a lot of thoughts on this one. So let me start out with what Isntree calls this: a EGF Repair Ampule, high functional epidermal growth factor repair ampule born to prevent skin aging. Contains Centella asiatica instead of purified water and highly concentrated epidermal growth factor. Excellent at removing wrinkles around eyes, improving skin moisture protection, and skin elasticity. So let me get on to my first criteria, which is packaging. And this is my main issue with this product, is that the packaging is well thought out. It just doesn't play well in shipping. So when you first get this, it's meant to have two different serums, Formula 1 and then Formula 2. And then there is, as you can see, a plastic ring in there, which supposedly during packaging prevents the two from mixing, because once they mix, the formula then slowly degrades. So if you keep them separated until a person has a chance to use it, then the things don't degrade, and you get a more fresh product, and you get more time to use it. Unfortunately, when I got mine, it had already mixed. So during shipping, it seems like there's a little bit of an issue. Typically, when you get it, you're supposed to, the very first time you use it, make sure to press very hard on the pump the first time, and then shake it to blend the two formulas, and then start using it. But if, like for me, shipping, I think this came from Korea, so the shipping, I actually forgot I even ordered it. It took that long. It was like 6 weeks, and I think I ordered it from Jolcy.com. It took a long time, and unfortunately by the time I had already gotten it, it had been shook around enough, and through 6 weeks of different cars and trucks and mailbox and in the house and box opening. So it's unfortunate because it just means that my product wasn't as preserved, and it just means it probably isn't as potent since it slowly degrades. And then the pump also is a bit picky. It really takes a lot of effort to get even the smallest amount of product out. So it is very, takes some finesse to actually work it, which, I mean, I guess the fact that the pump isn't work super well can be a good thing, because you get not a ton of product for your price, and you don't want to have a whole pump of stuff that you can't use. So the fact that it gives you just a very small amount of time might be a good thing. So in essence, it is well thought out, but it just doesn't play well after shipping and things like that. So that's my main issue with the product. Okay, so on to my second criteria, which is alcohol. And this does not contain any denatured or drying types of alcohol. It's got a short ingredient list. There's no alcohols at all, no denatured, drying, and no fatty types. So that's okay with me. My third criteria is fragrance, and this has no fragrance ingredients and no real noticeable scent. The manufacturing location is made in Korea, so no issues with that. Ease of use. So once you can get the pump to work, I recommend reading the instructions, or there's a little video on how to do it. So hopefully yours will come actually packaged correctly. So be sure to check those out. And then I recommend using this after cleansing, toning, and essences. But if you can get a small amount out, it really does take a little bit of work there. Yeah, there's a little bit. It really is fussy, which is okay. I guess I'd rather fuss with it than pump it and have like a whole, like half the bottle come out all at once. But anyway, it's a super light texture, so once you've used your toner and essences, it applies pretty nicely. I would apply it to your skin, let it soak in for 30 seconds to a minute, and then apply your moisturizers or other serums in your routine. But it layers well with other products. It absorbs pretty quickly, and I do recommend applying a moisturizer over, because it does dry to a slightly tacky finish. But I tend to use this in my evening routine. And I really like to use this more after like microneedling or things like that, because that sometimes theoretically things absorb a little bit further into your skin after microneedling. I don't necessarily recommend everyone do it, but I have noticed some good results with microneedling. So if you apply that's why I tend to apply something that's a little more pricey after microneedling. Hopefully it's getting a little bit more absorbed than just kind of sitting on the surface. So yeah, so layers well, doesn't cause any pilling. Pump is the main issue with the product. So, but in terms of ease of use, very easy to use, no issues at all with that. Beneficial ingredients and antioxidants. So we've got the title ingredient, which is EGF, which stands for epidermal growth factors, which is a peptide. And they got the Nobel Prize. I know I've mentioned in like 5 videos, like Nobel Peace Prize. I don't think they got the Peace Prize for it, but they got the Nobel Prize for the discovery of it. It's an innovative ingredient. It can help with wrinkles and fine lines. It really helps cell turnover. Cells turn over a bit more rapidly, giving you fresher, more youthful skin. Although I've never said it causes cancer. I know somebody left a comment the other day that EGF does not cause cancer. It doesn't cause cancer. However, there's not a lot of decades-long studies on it. So the fact that it increases cell turnover, I just personally recommend anybody with a family history of cancer or a personal history of skin cancer or any unusual moles or anything like that, just to avoid it, just to be safe. Maybe after 10 years when they've done a full study, or even after 20 years when there's more safety research on it, then I would be more likely to recommend it to everybody, right? But right now, there's just not a lot of historical research on it. So anyway, so just be a bit cautious. You don't want to be someone else's guinea pig, especially if in 20 years they're going to have some negative findings. So that's just my personal recommendation. Whether or not you decide to do it, whatever, it's up to you. Make an educated decision. That's the only thing I ask. So anyway, so it's got the epidermal growth factor in there. Then it's got a short ingredient list, but it has some good ones. We've got the sodium hyaluronate, Centella asiatica, Beta-Glucan, Edelweiss extract, and Adenosine. So really, all the ingredients are pretty beneficial for your skin. So obviously, the epidermal growth factor is the star of it, but it does feel nicely hydrating as well. So I like the fact that it's got a short ingredient list. So if you have allergies or issues with a lot of ingredients, it's short. You can be a little bit more confident that you're not going to have an allergic reaction as opposed to picking a product that's got 150 ingredients in it. So anyway, so we've done a good job with that. In terms of animal testing, Isntree is cruelty-free. And then in terms of performance, it feels nicely hydrating, and just upon applying it, it feels like your skin looks a little bit more plump and wrinkles show up a little bit less. Continuing to use it, I personally have seen the most results right around my eye area, and I do microneedle there, and it really does not feel good. But I will say I think it's helped a little bit with the fine lines, and certainly helps hydrate skin. So yeah, I've been happy with how it's performed. Obviously, it's a small bottle, so I've been using it sparingly. I tend to really just use it on the areas I've microneedled, which are usually my forehead and my eyes, and then sometimes they're on my mouth. So, okay, in terms of the price, that's the other major unfortunate part. So this is the full size, which is 0.59 ounces, which is 17.5 grams, so it's not a lot of product, and it retails for about $27.99 depending on where you pick it up, but that's usually the average price unless you can pick it up on sale. So that's why I say if you're going to pick this up, choose the areas you want to apply it. You don't necessarily need to apply it to your entire face. You can if you want to, but sometimes selecting where you have the most issues with fine lines is probably going to be the most cost-benefit way to use it. So, and if you're planning to use this every single day, it's going to get costly pretty quickly. So, price is a little bit up there. So, if this price for you, you're like 0.59 ounces for $28, there's no way I'm buying it. Isntree has one other product. I don't think I've reviewed this yet, but I will try to review this one soon. They have their EGF Repair Cream, which is also a great option. It has the same epidermal growth factors, but it's in a cream form, and it's much more affordable, and a little bit goes a lot longer with this one. So that might be another option to check out. So I'll try and review this one this week still. So, and then in terms of the it factor, love that it's fragrance-free and alcohol-free. Dislike the packaging, dislike the price. It's got a lot going for it, but pretty pricey for the product you get, especially when the pump is a little bit finicky and it requires a little bit of finesse. But overall, I really did like the product, so I gave it a 7 out of 10, which is still pretty darn good. So anyway, I'm interested if you guys have a chance to check this out, or if you tried anything else out from Isntree. What have you tried from them, and how have you liked it? So leave a comment. I love hearing from you guys. Stay tuned for more tomorrow, and thank you guys so much.